Hi, everyone. Have you met John Mackey? John Mackey is a nationally recognized credit educator and longtime mortgage and real estate professional who spent decades inside the credit and debt collection system. His work focuses on teaching people how credit works, credit scoring, debt collection, and how it all actually operates. Not how we're told they work, how they actually work. Hi,
You
John.
know, most people know me, I think, because I used to be on the 10 most wanted, the FBI list at the post office, but I've since worked my way off that.
I'm so
So,
glad.
how is everybody? Good. Thank you. Thank you. And for you folks out there that are wondering, who is that incredible woman there? That's J.S. Waldo. She is an extraordinary veteran mortgage underwriter with more than 30 years of experience reviewing real loan files for real people. She knows and she's been known for translating complex underwriting rules into plain English and for telling the truth about what really gets loans approved, denied, or delayed. Now, this is, to give me credit, the holiday edition. And before we settle into the stories, the memories that we're going to go over, and the lighter side of the season, I want to take a few minutes to talk about something important. Now, I've just completed a new course on debt collection, and it will be dropping in January. Date to be determined here shortly. And I want to be clear up front. This isn't a sales pitch. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's context because January is when debt collection shows up for a lot of people. Letters arrive, phone calls start, lawsuits surface. And most people are encountering a system that we were never taught to understand. What we run from pursues us. I really want you to think about this. What we run from pursues us. And when we turn around and face it, it transforms us. Now, debt collection isn't a side effect of the credit system. It's the enforcement arm of it. Now, it's where credit stops being abstract and starts affecting real life, jobs, bank accounts, court dates, and families. And yet, for something that touches tens of millions of Americans every year, almost nobody understands how it actually works. Now, that's why I developed this course. This is why it exists. Most people think debt collection is about morality. Good people pay, bad people don't. Not true. That framing is convenient, but it's wrong. Debt collection is a process driven by incentives, timelines, data systems, and legal procedures. Collectors don't behave the way they do, not because they're evil. They behave the way that they do because the system rewards speed, volume, and pressure. Debts are created, sold, resold, and reconstructed. It's the system. Documentation gets thinner every time. Balances change. Lawsuits get filed in bulk. And consumers are expected to defend themselves in a process they were never trained to navigate. This course pulls back that curtain. We walk through how debt actually moves from original creditor to third party collector to debt buyer, why some debts are pursued aggressively while others quietly die, why two people with similar balances can have completely different outcomes. And we slow down the system for you. We focus heavily on the first 30 days after a collection notice because that's the most dangerous moment in this entire process. Not because of the collector, but because that's when people panic instead of pause. Silence gets interpreted as consent. Even legally, it's that way. Fear replaces strategy. This course teaches people how to stop reacting and start responding. We break down the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and all those mundane rules. Regulation F. Now, we're not going to go over it as legal theory, not as law school language, but as tools that you can use. You learn the difference between validation and verification. Big difference. Why not on your credit report doesn't mean not enforceable. Why medical debt has quietly become one of the most common reasons people end up in small claims court. why default judgments happen and how often they happen, simply because someone didn't know what to do next. This isn't about teaching people how to get away with something. It's about restoring balance in a system built on asymmetry. By the end of this course, you don't know just their rights. They understand the leverage. They know when the collector has the burden and when they don't. They know how to read a letter differently, how to hear a phone call without fear, how to respond deliberately instead of emotionally. We look at debt collection as an industry, how data is harvested, how people are located, how pressure is applied, and how silence is used against you. Once you understand those mechanics, the fear starts to drain out of the process. Debt collection does thrive on confusion. This course runs on clarity. That's why we're launching in January, just after the holidays, when you start getting those bills and those phone calls. And that's why we want to talk about it before the year ends. And now, because it is the holidays, we're going to switch gears. Let's talk about Christmas past, family stories, and the moments that remind us why financial clarity actually matters in the first place.
I'm really excited, John, for your classes to come out. And we're going to talk about that more in future episodes.
Yeah.
But we were talking the other day, and I realized we always are talking business, John, but it's the holiday season. I got my little hot tea right here. I put on my little Christmas sweater. It's 53 degrees outside right now. That
You
won't
know,
last.
as I usually tell you, bite me. I'm telling you, I live
Well,
in,
I'm in San Diego and you're in Minnesota, so
well, I know, and the cold snap has hit.
it has hit.
And
But that makes it even more nice for the holiday season. Like get some
well, yeah,
snow for Christmas.
yeah. Now, why Christmas was put into a Santa Claus outfit with snow around it when we know it's about Christmas is about the birth of Jesus in a desert, just like the systems we come across. If they're not congruent.
Well, fan-made stories will do that.
Yeah. But you know what? Christmas, it's a time when families get together. It's a time, for me anyway, it's a time for looking back at my age now, looking back at when I was a kid and what I received and got to get to bed so Santa Claus can come at night and put out the cookies and, that
Did you do
yeah,
that with your kids?
huh?
Did you do that with your kids?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, many of the cookies left before the kids could get up to see how many he ate.
Well, that happens. That happens.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what are some traditions that you did with your children, or that you do now?
Well, we've got the before, which is when I was a child, and then when I was raising my children, and now
Oh,
alone.
right.
It's all around family. Um, when I was a child, for December 24th, we go over to a relative's house, eat. We'd come home. We wouldn't open anything. Christmas Day, you couldn't get me out of bed except one day, and that's Christmas, and I was up at 5. You know.
Yeah.
Um, Now, or when I was raising children, it was all about let me sleep until 8 o'clock, and they're sitting out in front of the door, clamoring to, they're whispering, "Wake 'em up,
Pretending
wake
to
'em
be
up, wake
quiet.
'em up, wake 'em up." And it was a joyous time. The sleds, the ice skates, or the puck and the hockey stick, or a new basketball or whatever, because my family is sports minded, and that's what we did. Or I got my son a glove and a baseball and a bat. Unfortunately, you can't use those in the wintertime out here. So he had to wait till spring.
Just look at it longingly.
Yeah. Or hug that glove at night. Get it all broken in, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Uh, but it was a lovely time. How about you?
Um, it's really funny. I don't have a lot of warm, fuzzy Christmas memories as a child. I think I think because it was something that we talk about, there was not money. I was raised very poor, so there wasn't money, and so I think maybe it was stressful for my mom. But it's very funny because I have a very clear picture in my head of one Christmas. No, actually, I have two Christmases in my head as a child. One of them, I was very young and we had just moved to Japan. And I've seen the picture. I don't necessarily remember the day, but keep this on my desk, believe it or not. Where's my teddy bear? This was one of my first Christmas presents. I have it to this day and it sits on my desk. This little bear couldn't have cost much. It's been operated on lots of times. My mom has sewn him up in so many places. And to this day, it's one of my very favorite Christmas memories. Something as simple as this little bear. The other Christmas memory I have was years later when I got a 10-speed bicycle.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I remember my brother got one too. They didn't wrap it or anything. They probably had it on layaway like at Kmart or something, and they had just gone the day before and got it out of layaway.
Sure.
And so they sent us on a little scavenger hunt, my brother and I, and it led us to the back of my father had borrowed a truck or something, and it led us to the back of the truck, which is where these big boxes of two bikes were.
So they weren't assembled.
They weren't assembled, they weren't wrapped, they weren't anything. But what I remember most about it is the joy of having a bike and my brother and I standing in the driveway, jumping up and down, screaming, "We got bikes! We got bikes!" The whole neighborhood now knew we got bikes. That was probably those two are my main ones I remember. But when it came to raising my daughters, I was never one to buy a lot. But I tried to raise them with, of course, we had the Santa. We went through the same thing. And I was also now an adult. And although I was never really an early riser, not even as a child, but yeah, they would be like you said, outside the room, "Don't wake mom. You can't wake mom." Because, you never know what's going to happen if you wake mom. But
And that's the truth. That's still the case.
That's right. That is exactly right. But we had a lot of fun with Christmas. We waited till Christmas morning as well. And I'd always get up and make some, like pumpkin bread or something, and then hot chocolate, and we'd sit around. Now, this was in Arizona, so it was never cold, but just try to have fun with it. And what I tried to teach my kids was that Santa was not real. Santa is a spirit, and that they could also be Santa, and they could bring joy to anybody in this world and just taking in the spirit of Santa. So I raised my girls with that. Now, don't get me wrong. When they were young, of course, Santa was real. But then it was more of a, how can you carry that forward throughout the year?
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of fun doing that, and my girls loved it. They totally embraced it, which I'm thrilled about. And they're still that way to this day. Out of nowhere, just we'll send a gift to each other or to our friends or whatever because something made us think of them. And we get to make somebody smile for that day. We don't have to wait for just one day a year.
You know, you're hitting on a point that for me, it has nothing to do with Christmas. It has to do with a gift. And one of the things that I received quite a few years ago now was when I was a high school coach. And I received a pen, writing pen, that was embossed with the Minnesota State High School Baseball Coaches Association on. And I was so proud of that as an adult. What did that thing cost? $5 maybe? I've never written with it because I want it to be there. And it's the same thing with kids. I mean, we talk about buying all these expensive gifts. And maybe it isn't that. Maybe it's what they really wanted, but it may be just something so small.
Yeah.
And
Small
that bear,
things.
the bear thing. That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it's something that can be so simple but mean so much. Mr. Waldo and I have a tradition. We do put up a Christmas tree, and as you know, I travel a lot. This to give me credit, and the writing, for the mortgage Substack is one thing I do, but we're avid travelers and I'm a travel writer. So everywhere we go, that's always been something that we do is we get an ornament from any place new. Any place new we're at, we get an ornament. We prefer to find the ones that are like handmade, little handmade crafts
Sure.
from the local, wherever it happens to be. And every year when we put up our tree, that's what we decorate with. So we put on Christmas music, because you have to have Christmas music. Put up the tree, you get the lights are going, and we have our spiked eggnog. Get a few of those down. We slowly unwrap these because they're all wrapped up real tight so that they don't get, most of them are pretty fragile.
Sure.
And then we decorate the tree one by one. And as we pull them out, we talk about where we got it, and we talk about our favorite memories of that place or the people we met. The person who's was selling this little ornament that her husband made, down in Greenland, something like that. And we just talk about all our trips and what we've done. We don't go shopping and spend a lot of money when we travel. We try to get to know people and the cultures. So that's our tradition. That's something we do every single year now.
Yeah. For us here, we do put up a tree, and put up meaning it's fake.
Us too.
And we decorate it with, the typical decorations, maybe some cookies on a ribbon or something. We put them, and by the time Christmas morning comes, they're gone because, I've been around that tree. So I'm munching away. And then we leave the tree up probably until the first of the year, and then we take it down. There were many years when I was a child, we left it up for a month, and then we didn't have to take it down. It just all fell down. And then we bring out the vacuum and vacuum it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. My daughter puts it up very early. I think hers was up halfway through November.
Oh, okay.
She just loves the lights and the festivity of it. And, so my two granddaughters are there. And so Christmas is real special in their house, but it's just a big part of it. I just remember that one of the things I did do with my girls is I used to go to Michael's.
Uh-huh.
And they would have these little plaster ornaments that are unpainted. Just pure white.
Sure.
And I'd get the acrylic paints and we would paint these ornaments. And I have them from the time that they were 2 years old all the way up. And then spray them and hang them on the tree. That's what we did when they were young.
Yeah.
So we made our Christmas ornaments.
One thing I miss. Well, there's a lot of things I miss. But I miss the real tree because I want that smell.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been up to northern Minnesota, very similar to like the sequoias where you're at,
Hmm.
that smell, it's intoxicating.
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah,
We had a place up in northern Arizona, the Ponderosa Pines. It's the largest Ponderosa pine forest there is in northern Arizona. And we had a cabin up there right at the edge of the preserve. And they were all around us, and it was just a wonderful smell. Mr. Waldo to this day loves the smell. But have you seen the prices of these trees lately?
I haven't, and that's what I don't miss.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. After about 4 or 5 years of having to pay these prices for these trees, he was like, this is crazy. I mean, some of them are over $100. And that's not for the big ones.
No, I think the last time I paid for a tree was $30.
Man, I'd take that any day. You can't find that anymore.
No, no. But I haven't looked, so I don't know, but there's no way.
No.
No.
Plus, I don't know what my cat would do. Well, no, now that I think about it, I had him as a kitten and we had real trees, and he was curious about it. He wanted to sit underneath it,
Sure.
but he didn't try to climb them. I think he would now. He's a little devil. Now he would, but now all we have to do is try to keep some of the ornaments up, especially these ones that are handmade. You have to keep them up, or
Speaking of
else
the low-hanging fruit,
the low-hanging fruit. He likes to come by and swipe at those. Find those laying all over the house.
that's funny.
Are you going to see your family at all this holiday season?
I hope not. No. Yeah, I will be. My son and I are going to be making Christmas dinner.
Oh, what are you making?
All turkey and ham and the typical Thanksgiving feast. That's what I grew up with,
Yeah.
That's the only 2 times in the year I had turkey was on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it's pretty much the only time I had ham, too, has come to think of it. But yeah, it brings back memories of long deceased family members,
Mm-hmm.
both on my side and my wife's side. And so it's time to reminisce. And I had a sister of mine who was going through some huge medical problems, and they wanted to, this is going to be a downer here. They wanted to pull the plug on her on December 25th. And I said, not a chance. We're not going to remember it for that. So we did that December 27th. But anyway, boo-hoo-hoo.
Decisions. No, don't do that. Decisions. And then you're right. It is a time to reminisce.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Think
did.
about people you care about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Waldo is Hispanic and has a large family. So everything is done on Christmas Eve. We'll go over to it's his sister's house, but his parents live there as well. And we'll go over there. He has 4 other siblings. It's him, two other brothers and 2 sisters. And everybody's family will go over there and we'll spend Christmas Eve together. And it's really cute, honestly. I mean, it's completely different culture from my own, and
Yeah.
it's fun. There's a big meal. Used to be pozole a lot. His mom would make it, which is absolutely delicious. It's a soup. And Anyway, we get all the kids get presents and everything, and everybody unwraps, and all that's fun. And they have the funniest little tradition. They, I don't know where it all comes from. I think his mom brings it out of the closet from somewhere, but it's a bunch of like little stuffed beanbag toys, and now it's even turned into Christmas wrapping. And all of a sudden, everybody's pelting everybody, throwing these things across the room, and you're trying to catch everybody off guard, and you hit them upside the head, and everybody laughs, and this goes on for hours.
Oh my, that's great.
Yeah, little
That's
things.
Yeah. I think it's time to wrap this up.
It is. And it was fun to share our little holiday memories and traditions with you, John. I appreciate that.
You know, some of those thoughts that I had that came out of my mouth, I haven't thought about in years. And so it was kind of cathartic, and that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's fun to
So,
do that sometimes. And plus, we want to share a little bit of ourselves with everybody out there. If you have any special Christmas memories, feel free to drop them in the comments. We'd love to see what you do with your families, or even a special memory from your childhood. This is the holiday season, and it's time to, as you say, reflect, look back, be grateful, enter the season with gratitude and love, and not money. Don't think about the money. Think about the memories. Nothing we just talked about had to do with spending money. Just be with your people.
there you go. Well, I want to wish you, JS, a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays
You
uh,
as well,
to
John, to
you
you
and
and your
yours.
family.
Um, I know he's been a big supporter of you and what you're doing.
And
And,
our work.
well, I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. And
Thanks.
to everybody out there, we appreciate you. Don't forget us. Like and subscribe, all that good, happy stuff. But other than that, everybody be safe and have a wonderful holiday season.
Adios, guys.
Merry Christmas.